Each of these knights took at least 5 hours to paint each, and man, it was backbreaking work, but I'm glad that I did it because they're just looking exquisite. Really happy with the way that they just shine. The great fun battle unit to use in the battlefield. Not quite finished making movement trays for them, but as you can see, they look great. The bases just look outstanding with Iron Halo. Basically, these are resin bases which come sculpted already with the little grooves and cracks there. I paint them black, dry brush them with Codex Grey, which is a colour you can buy from Games Workshop. And then I use a mix of white and Codex Grey, mostly white. Just dry brush that over it, and it gives you a sort of very whitish, greyish, stony feel, almost a marble feel. And these are just really beautiful models. As you can see, the champion in the middle, just looking fantastic. He's got white hair. Everybody in my army has white hair, basically, just to keep this with a very fantasy feel. And the shields are yellow with highlighted to white on one edge. Looking really cool. Really happy with the way this unit turned out. Next photo, the White Lines. Very cool unit. Now, after I purchased these models and painted them up, I realized that Phoenix Guard probably would have suited my army a bit better. Not that White Lines are a bad choice. They're great. They're awesome. They go through woods, so I can put my mages in them and disappear into woods if I need to. They're stubborn, so I'm not going to run away easily in a fight, and I can lock part of the enemy battle line down for a while. And of course, the strength 6, so that allows you to kill stuff like knights and big creatures, and really just earns you a lot of combat risk. So that's why they've been doing very well in my games. Phoenix Guard would be nicer because obviously White Lines don't have their 3+ armor save against magic attacks, whereas Phoenix Guard, you've got a 4+ ward save all around, and they cause fear, so they can't be automatically broken by fear-causing enemies, meaning they're a little bit more of a reliable defensive choice, and my playstyle is very conservative and defensive. That's why Phoenix Guard are definitely on the cards. I may be purchasing some after the tournament and getting them ready for my army to use as a substitute when I feel like it. But for now, White Lines, nothing wrong with them. They're not really trailing very far behind with Phoenix Guard, if at all, but yeah, 2 very good units. I've gone for Phoenix Guard, and I'm very happy with the way these guys are looking too. When you've got a whole big squad of unit of guys on the bases like this, they look really fantastic. Painted the movement tray just pure black, and away you go with it. I mostly put my mages in this unit, and definitely does the trick. By the way, I give these guys the Banner of Sorcery and the Skein Sliver, actually, which is an item which gives you +1 to the first turn. A bit of a controversial item, but I happen to like it for various reasons. Some more about that in my battle reports. Next photo, this weird looking model here that some of you may never have seen before in your life. I have 2 of these models now. It's a model called Divine of Death. It's done by a different miniature range. I think it's Rosina Planet or something. And I just, when I saw this, I thought, man, this would make an awesome looking eagle. It's quite morbid, like the skulls that she's carrying are sort of a bit more undead than high elf. But you've just got to imagine that this is like a magical spell effect which has been conjured up by the elf mages, and it's following the high elf army around and march blocking their enemies and stuff like that, attacking war machines. And it's obviously using the eagle rules, but it just makes much more of a fun and unique model choice than an actual eagle. And it might have been cheaper for me to buy too. Can't remember what I paid for it, but it was quite expensive actually, now that I think of it. But it just looks really cool. Unfortunately, the model's a bit flimsy. The wings are hard to glue on, but it looks really cool. And obviously, it's a very eye-catching type thing when people sort of walk past the table and see your angel there. You know, it looks really eye-catching. Next photo, you can see my repeater bolt thrower in the foreground. I've got 2 of these. This is the one that's painted up a little bit better. I affectionately know this as the banana bow because it looks so white, so yellow rather. I used a very white and yellow highlighter mix on it, and I didn't really like it, so I had to sort of dull it down a bit with normal yellow. Yeah, it's looking cool. I mean, these guys shred the enemy in the shooting phase. I've got the unit of the 2 units of 10 archers there, randomly assorted mixed models. You can see one sort of spear in the back of one of the high elf units because I just needed to proxy one single model. Didn't have quite enough archers. But these guys are looking great. Not all of them are finished in the back ranks there, but they're coming along nicely, and they look just as good as anything else. My favorite model in the whole army is probably that guy you can see on the unit to your left in the corner, in the front right corner, holding the scroll. I'll show you a close-up from another time, but he's got too much flesh wash around his eyes, so he kind of looks like he's been staying up all night reading a scroll instead of shooting his bow. It's just, the model's got great narrative, and I've used one of the heads off the repeater bolt thrower crew sprues for it, so that's where that's come from. I've done a lot of mixing matching. In fact, one of you guys might notice that there's a prince on foot model in one of the archer units just to make up numbers there. It's not meant to be a character. That's just an archer. That's how elite my guys are. And finally, this photo shows you two Tyrannok chariots. I've gone for Tyrannok chariots rather than Lion chariots because they're quicker, they're cheaper in terms of points, and they fulfill a different role. They take out things which are threatening your war machines, stuff that's coming through from enemy lines, like tunneling gutter runners and gorges and stuff like that. And they're just good for charging skirmishers down and things like that. They're very handy. And these aren't finished. The barding and purple flags and stuff just aren't highlighted yet, but hopefully I'll get that done before the weekend. Just in general, these guys are fun to use, really cool looking, and yeah, I'm glad that I got them. So that's it for now, guys. Hope you are looking forward to seeing some high elf battle reports. I certainly am looking forward to doing them for you. Stay tuned. They'll be up this weekend, or at least after the weekend. And man, the tournament's going to be a blast. I've been practicing hard and looking forward to it a lot. So stay tuned. Obviously, the lack of videos on my page lately has been due to the fact that I've been painting pretty much 5 hours a day, breaking my back over it. But it's been worth it. Had a lot of fun, and I'll see you guys soon.